A very good morning, students. Welcome to Scholar C Academy. So the other day, I think I was telling you all about the first chapter, communication of your business correspondence and reporting, section B, paper 2. So I think last time I told you about the definitions and the broad categories. So today we'll just refer what is the definition of communication. Okay, so what did I tell you? Communication is a process of exchange of ideas, of what ideas, thoughts, right? Ideas, thoughts, emotions, information. Okay, you see your textbooks and then you can find the first line is the process of exchanging information, ideas, thoughts, feelings, right? These 5 things through signal, behavior. Okay, next, signal, behavior, writing, oral. Yeah, that is what we have read before. So this is the process of exchanging of my ideas, my thoughts, my information to you people through signal. What you see, okay, what you hear, what I'm telling you, through that I'm communicating to you. Okay, so that is what the definition is. Now next we'll go for the broad categorization. Okay, broad category. If you look into your textbooks, and also I told you the last time, there is verbal, there is non-verbal, right? And there is picture, which is visual communication. The last one. I told you last time about the visual communication. That is nothing but you are communicating through pictures, through diagrams, through pie charts. Okay, so we'll not discuss that. Today we are going to focus on verbal and non-verbal. Okay, what is verbal? Verbal is further divided into written and oral. So what is verbal, Amma? First you should understand what is verbal, what is non-verbal. Verbal ante enti. So anything which includes alphabets, letters, sentences, either I'm talking to you in a proper sentence or I'm using a proper word, or I'm writing it down. So that is verbal. Verbal means it is including of your English letters, which is further formed into a word, which is then made into a sentence, and then we are communicating our ideas to the other people. So that is verbal. So verbal, obviously it will be written and it will be oral. What I'm writing is written, what I'm telling you is oral. So that is verbal. Non-verbal, what is non-verbal? Non-verbal is anything apart from this. Now, usually non-verbal is a very essential part of a communication, Amma. Why? It's because there are not just words, right? There are facial expressions, there are gestures, okay? Then there are actions. So I think the word is just 80%. What I'm telling you is just 80%. And the remaining percentage is all non-verbal. That is what even the researchers have said. So non-verbal is nothing but which is not constituting of words. Okay. So నేను ఏది చెప్పింది అంటే నేను ఏది సిగ్నల్స్ చేస్తున్నానో మీకు హ్యాండ్స్తో, ఓకే? నార్మల్గా నా ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్, వెన్ ఐఎమ్ యాంగ్రీ యూ కెన్ సీ మై ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్, రైట్? ఐఎమ్ వెరీ యాంగ్రీ విత్ యూ, Why did you come late today? Okay. Then there is sadness, there is grief. Okay. So when I'm sad, my tone will be very low. Okay. I'll not speak much. ठीक है. So that is how it is non-verbal. So verbal is writing, oral. It includes your English alphabets, which is formed into words and then sentences, right? So that is what verbal is. So now we'll look into your written communication examples. Here they have given you directly. Okay. Examples are for the written. There are documents. There are emails, brochures, right? Any sort of report. So many examples, Amma. Handbook, reports. Chat platforms. ఇది మీకు బాగా తెలుస్తుందమ్మా. వాట్సాప్లో, ఫేస్బుక్లో, చెప్పండి, మెసెంజర్లో. ఏంటమ్మా అవి అంతా రిటర్న్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ అమ్మా, అంతా రిటర్న్ కమ్యూనికేషన్. ఇప్పుడు నార్మల్గా రిటర్న్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ వీ హ్యావ్ బికమ్ సో డిపెండెంట్ ఆన్ రిటర్న్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ దాట్ నార్మల్గా మాట్లాడాలంటే మనకి బాగా ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుందమ్మా. That is because of your technology. You have so much immersed yourself in the written communication that you're facing problem to communicate in person with people through oral channel. Okay. So that is what chat platforms. Okay. So then documents, emails. Amma emails పంపిస్తారు కదా మీరు ఫ్రెండ్స్కి, పంపిస్తారా లేదా? అప్పుడప్పుడు అంతా, because just your students, so you might not be using emails, but then you must be having an idea what emails is. ఓకే. బ్రౌచర్స్. సో నార్మల్గా మీరు ఎక్కడైనా వెళ్ళినా ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్కి, మన ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్కి వచ్చినారైతే లేకపోతే ఏదైనా కాలేజ్కి వెళ్తే వాళ్ళు ఏదో మీకు బ్రౌచర్ ఇస్తారు కదమ్మా. ఏంటది? వాట్ ఈస్ దాట్? దట్ ఈస్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ యూ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. వై దే ఆర్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ యూ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్? దే ప్రొవైడింగ్ యూ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ బికాస్ we don't remember everything that we see or that we hear. Okay. So the main part, the main reason why written, why we are doing this, we are recording documents, emails, vouchers, reports, chat platform. The essential thing is, it's the very essential part is it serves as a tangible form, amma. టాంజిబుల్. ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్తున్నానంటే అన్నీ ఎయిర్లో ఉందమ్మా, అది మీరు పట్టుకోవచ్చా? లేదు కదా. బట్ ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ యూ అ డాక్యుమెంట్, ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ యూ అ బ్రౌచర్, ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ యూ మై ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ బ్రౌచర్, యూ కెన్ సీ, యూ కెన్ టచ్ ఇట్, రైట్? సో ఇట్ ఈస్ టాంజిబుల్. It is an evidence. So that is the next thing, evidence. సో దీని మీద బేస్ చేసి ఎవిడెన్స్, మేడం మీరు ఈ క్లాస్ చెప్తున్నారు కానీ ఆ క్లాసు ఈ టైం నుంచి ఈ టైం వరకు మీరు రాశారు ఇక్కడ, డిఫరెన్స్ ఎందుకు అవుతుంది అంటే మీరు నాకు క్వశ్చన్ వేయొచ్చు. ఓకేనా? సో హౌ యు ఆర్ సేయింగ్ దట్? దట్ ఈస్ బికాస్ ఐ హ్యావ్ ప్రొవైడ్ యూ మై బ్రౌచర్. ఐ హ్యావ్ ప్రొవైడెడ్ యూ a written brochure. ఓకే. సో విచ్ ఈస్ యాక్టింగ్ యాజ్ అన్ ఎవిడెన్స్ టు యూ. సో నార్మల్గా ఇప్పుడు మీరు బయటికి మాల్స్కి ఏదైనా కొనటానికి వెళ్తే ఏమిస్తారమ్మా వాళ్ళు? ఫోన్ కొనటానికి వెళ్ళాము. సో ఇఫ్ యూర్ బయింగ్ అ ఫోన్, వాట్ విల్ దే గివ్ యూ ఆఫ్టర్ యూ హ్యావ్ పేడ్ అండ్ దెన్ everything, all the formalities and everything is over, they'll give you a bill. Okay, normally we call it as invoice. Okay, in the business language we call it as invoice, but to the students I will refer it as bill. ఏదైనా చెప్తే అమ్మ బిల్ మేడం, బిల్ ఇచ్చారు చూపించవచ్చు, అమ్మ బిల్లు. ఓకే. సో వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ అమ్మ? దట్ ఈస్ a written communication to the customer from the company. Yes or no? You can see, okay, all the details and everything, what you have purchased, the product. మీ బిల్లో ఏముంటుందమ్మా? ప్రోడక్ట్స్, క్లాసిఫికేషన్స్, నంబర్స్, ఎన్ని నంబర్స్, ఏం పర్చేస్ చేశారో, ఓకే, అమౌంట్ ఎంత పే చేశారో, క్యాష్లో పే చేశారో, కార్డ్లో పే చేశారో, ఎక్సెట్రా ఎక్సెట్రా. So all these things will be there in your bill. So what is this bill? Later on this bill will be an information to the company. They'll document it. What is it for you? For you it is a an evidence that yes, say I've purchased my phone, LG phone I have purchased from Sri Krishna Enterprises. I have purchased. This is my bill. This is my evidence. So that is why written communication is indispensable. If you look into the word here, they'll tell you is dispensable for formal business interactions, legal instructions and documentation. So these three words. నార్మల్గా చెప్పాలంటే ఈజీగా చెప్తామమ్మా, కానీ when you're presenting it in your examination, you have to be very specific with the words, because that is the entire criteria why we are doing communication, why we are learning about business correspondence, whatever we are learning here in this subject, is because you have to be very particular about the words that you're using while writing. చెప్తామంటే మేము బాగా అన్ని చెప్పొచ్చమ్మా, everything we can say, it can be informal, okay, there is nothing legal in that, but when you are writing it becomes indirectly your promise, okay, it becomes something which is binding on you, means it is, you're bound by it, okay, so your written has to be very perfect. That is why we are learning here what to do and what to write. So over here if you see the formal interactions, business interactions, business interactions, right, legal instructions, is it legal instructions, yeah. Next, documentation. This will be very beneficial to you in your CA. They'll tell you, they'll always be telling you documentation, documentation. Whatever you have done, okay, you are just documenting it as a proof, as an evidence, as an information, right? So this is how, this is why we are doing a written communication, right? Fine. So if you read into the definition here, it includes letters, documents, emails, reports, handbooks, brochures, chat platforms, I told you. The written communication is essential and indispensable. Indispensable ante entamma means tappadu, you have to do it. Indispensable means you have to. It is very essential for you to work in a business structure, okay, for formal business interaction, memos, press releases, legal instructions and documentation, okay. So endukamma, the effectiveness of writing communication depends on your writing style, grammar, vocabulary and clarity. I told you, just like I told you, because when you are writing it becomes your promise, which is acting as an evidence, isn't it? So you have to be very careful with what you are writing. It has to be presentable, okay, it has to be clear also, yeah. Okay, next we'll move on to oral communication. Oral communication is what? It's spoken words which may be face to face, conferences, okay, voice call, yes or no? Then so we'll keep it to that. సో నేను ఇప్పుడు మీకు లెక్చర్ ఇచ్చింది ఏంటమ్మా, దేంట్లో వస్తుంది, అది రిటర్న్లో వస్తుందా ఓరల్లో వస్తుందా చెప్పండి? Obviously it is oral, right? I know I am writing it down and everything, but my main purpose here is to make you understand. So it is basically, it is not a formal, you can say this is informal, because my main work here is to make you understand. Yeah, I am not negotiating anything with you. So that's why Here they have told you lectures, conferences, seminars, meeting, informal conversation, all this thing we are doing through oral communication. Okay. So normal ga oral communication ki enti important amma? Oral communication importance enti? Clear speech, tone, clear speech, tone of my voice. Okay, tone ante enti? What is tone? Like I'm speaking in a very even way. Now if I scream at you, my tone will be higher. Okay, if I'm sad, my tone will be low. That is the tone of the voice. Clear speech. Clear speech is I'm communicating with you fluently. Okay, I don't have any doubt about what I'm telling you. That shouldn't happen with me. I should be very clear in what I'm telling you. So that is clear speech. Yes, it is my responsibility to know whether you have understood or not, but then it is my responsibility that I have a clear speech. I know what I'm telling you. I understand what I'm telling you first. Okay, so that is what here we will do in oral communication. Next, if you go to the next page, you will see essentials of oral communication. Entama, essentials of oral communication. Normal ka oral communication entuku important amma? Written is important, I know. Written for your business business dealing, and when you're going out for all the formal setup, everything. Written is very important. But oral communication is our daily part and parcel of our life amma. మీరు పేరెంట్స్తో అయినా ఓకే, మీరు ఫ్రెండ్స్తో అయినా ఎవరితో అయినా మీరు ఓరల్గానే మాట్లాడతారు, అంతే కదా. సో నార్మల్గా మీరు టుమారో ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఎంప్లాయిడ్ ఇన్ అ కంపెనీ, సో ఇన్ ద స్టార్టింగ్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ యూ విల్ నాట్ స్టార్ట్ విత్ రిటన్, isn't it? You are sending your resume to your boss. Okay, so he will see. And why does he ask you to come for an interview? Because obviously he wants to correlate you as a person, okay, how you are talking, whether you are of sane mind or not, isn't it? So you have to talk over there. When you come for an interview, you have to speak. When suppose you're studying in your college, your teacher, no, she calls your parents for parents teacher meeting. ఏంటి వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళేసి మాట్లాడతారు కదా, మీతో మాట్లాడమంటే మీరు కూడా వెళ్ళేసి మాట్లాడతారు. సో ఏదైనా అమ్మ ఓరల్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్, అండ్ వితౌట్ దాట్ వీ కెనాట్ వర్క్, isn't it? So what are the essentials of oral communication? How will you make it effective? Okay, so ఇక్కడ మీరు చూస్తే కొంచెం పైకి రాసేది essentials. If in the next page, if you see, the first point will be pronunciation. Pronunciation ante ఏంటమ్మా? నార్మల్గా మీరు ప్రొనౌన్సియేషన్ ఎక్కడైనా వింటే you must have heard it as pronunciation. Pronoun. You seeing my lip movement, it is noun, which is wrong. You are not supposed to say this word pronunciation. You are going to say it as pronunciation. What I'm saying, none. Pronunciation. Okay, so here we are using O. When I'm telling you, it is N, pronunciation. Like for example, this is one example. Okay, next నార్మల్గా మీరు జనరల్లో సార్, ఓకేనా, ఏంటమ్మా మీరు నార్మల్గా సార్ సార్ అని చెప్తారా అప్పుడప్పుడు? సో అది ఏంటి అలాగైపోతుంది. సో నార్మల్గా యూ విల్ టెల్ సర్. So what I'm saying is I'm making my muscles, my tongue muscle, my mouth muscle work, and I'm forming a word. Okay, so the word that I'm forming is the way you will pronounce your word. So this is not a thinking, ఇది థింక్ చేసి మేము ప్రొనౌన్స్ చేద్దాం అంటే అలా కాదమ్మా. Every word is having a set pattern of telling it, of saying it. We might not be aware, but it is there. Okay, so as much as possible you should know how to pronounce a word. It is very important because it makes you look good, it makes you sound good, it makes you sound wise, right? So what is this? This is pronunciation. Yeah, what is it? Pronunciation. Okay, so that is why. So over here if you go, ఏం చెప్తున్నామా, Adrian Underhill is saying grammar without pronunciation is like food without taste. ప్రొనౌన్సియేషన్ మీది బాగా ఉండలేకపోతే ఫుడ్లో సాల్ట్ లేదు, ఎలాగుంటుంది అలాగుంటుంది అనమాట, అలా చెప్తున్నారు. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ అ ఫిజికల్ యాక్టివిటీ, ఇట్ ఈస్ అ ఫిజికల్ యాక్టివిటీ. ఐఎమ్ యూజింగ్ మై మజిల్స్, రైట్? ఐఎమ్ యూజింగ్ మై మౌత్ and I'm making a sound with that. Okay, so then pronunciation lo em cheptunnaro malli ikkada paying attention to the accent. Ippudu accent ante what is accent? Normal ga we hear there are two types, British, American, right? So on and so forth. There is Australian that we know nothing of. So basically we'll keep it to British and we'll keep it to American. ఇప్పుడు ఇండియాలో అయితే అమ్మో బోల్డ్ ఉన్నాయి అమ్మా. నార్త్ యాక్సెంట్ ఉంది, వెస్ట్ యాక్సెంట్ ఉంది, ఈస్ట్ యాక్సెంట్ ఉంది, మనకి సౌత్ యాక్సెంట్ ఉంది కదా, అంతే కదా. సో హిందీ వాళ్ళైతే వాళ్ళు వేరే యాక్సెంట్లో మాట్లాడతారు. నార్మల్గా ఏది ఇంగ్లీష్ చెప్పినా తెలుగు చెప్పినా అది మనకి అర్థం అవ్వదు. ఎందుకంటే బికాస్ దే ఆర్ used to speaking in Hindi. Okay, so they are speaking in Hindi in day-to-day life. So they form an accent over there. So when they are communicating to you in English, so that effect is shown in that. So you can identify, oh okay, he's coming from north. So like that, east is having its own accent, west is having its own accent, and South India is having its own accent. Because why? We are having our regional languages kada nana, we are having regional languages. How many? So many. Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, ఈస్ట్ కి వెళ్తే బెంగాలీ, అబ్బో అస్సామీ, ఇక్కడ వెస్ట్కి వెళ్తే గుజరాతీ కదా, నార్త్కి వెళ్తే హిందీ, వాళ్ళు బేసిక్గా హిందీయే ఎక్కువ యూస్ చేస్తారు, అంతే కదా. సో ఇది చాలా ఉన్నాయమ్మా. వాళ్ళకి ఎలాగుంటుంది, యాక్సెంట్స్ అలాగుంటాయి. సో నార్మల్గా ఇది మన ఇండియాలో చెప్పింది. బట్ వెన్ యూ గో ఇంటర్నేషనల్, there will be just British accent, there will be American accent. So why accent is important? It is because whatever is your language, regional language, whatever is your state language, when you are communicating in a set language, which is English, because we are doing everything in English, when you are communicating in English, when you are representing yourself, your country to somebody else who is a foreigner, so he should be able to make out what you're trying to say. It shouldn't be a barrier, Amma. Okay, so when you're speaking English, your regional language should not be a regional accent, should not be a barrier when you're communicating. That is why they say accent is very important under this pronunciation. Okay, so I think we'll stop it with here. We'll continue in the next chapter. Thank you.